We got Big Deke news going up on a Tuesday. On a Tuesday. Big Deke news going up on a Tuesday. That's right. It's Tuesday, so let's report the news. But before we get into that, we got a sponsorship. Today's show is sponsored by Deke Gaming, the place where you can get exclusive Deke Madden content and also gaming content. No longer on this channel, the main channel. It'll be only over at Deke Gaming. So if you want Madden, go over there. And also, there are some rumors that a Madden franchise could be starting up. A Madden online franchise could be starting up soon. So you won't want to miss that. Go subscribe over to Deke Gaming. I'm saying we hit 1,000 subscribers over on Deke Gaming. We'll start up the Madden franchise. But now, let's get into the news. First, former Steelers running back Rashard Mendenhall calls out the GOAT, Big Ben Roethlisberger, on Twitter. Says, if at Big Ben 7 is the leader you say he is, why hasn't he taken credit for the fall? What manager of a company goes to hide in the shadows when the results come in? We win, it's him. Lose, it's me. Or Tomlin. Huh. Bruh, when has Big Ben not taken blame or credit for losses or any bad plays that he has?
Game, and there's probably a lot of what ifs. There's a lot of throws I'd like to have back. Like I said, I don't put a blame on anybody except myself. I feel like I let the city of Pittsburgh down, the fans, my coaches, my teammates, and it's not a good feeling.
And it just so happens this guy you're calling out is the greatest quarterback in franchise history, has given this organization 18 Hall of Fame seasons, two-time Super Bowl champion, has accounted for a ton of the good things that have happened over these last 2 decades with this franchise, and you're saying he deserves more negativity and more criticism going his way? But what's funny is, did he get a ton of criticism and negativity hurled his way throughout his career? I mean, I could just think back to 2021, where about 80 to 85% of Steeler Nation tried to run the dude out of town and tried to blame the whole 2021 season on him and said it was his fault that the Steelers weren't better. I don't know where this is coming from with Mendenhall. Is he trying to specifically talk about the Super Bowl? Because he doesn't do that. He's just got this whole generality of like, why doesn't Big Ben get blamed? Do you want to talk about the Super Bowl, the one that you fumbled in? Because, yeah, you could say Big Ben had some mistakes in that game, but his didn't come in the fourth quarter when the team had all the momentum and we were driving, about to go up in the game. Those are the moments that matter. The fourth quarter, winning time, the critical moments, whatever you want to call them, crunch time, not crunch time. There's all these phrasings. And there's a reason for it, because not only Big Ben, there are times Tom Brady has thrown picks early in the game. Thrown picks early in the Super Bowl, but what has he done in the fourth quarters? He's come back. You could throw all that other shit out the window. It just so happens you fumbled in a very, very, very bad moment. Like, dude, it is what it is. I think Mendenhall is the wrong messenger for a statement like this, but also I think it's the wrong message. Like, who is this even directed at? This is just a blanket tweet being sent out there. Is this for the fans? Like, I don't think the fans are thinking about this that much. You're the one that's always bringing it up, but it always seems like you're pointing blame elsewhere. Like, fans do care in the way that, hey, we look back on that game and like, yeah, that was one that got away. But I think most people could look at your career as a Steeler in a positive light as a whole. I do, at least. But then also, yeah, we think, hey, if you didn't fumble the ball, I do think we end up winning that game. It is what it is. Like, it's football. That type of shit's going to happen. Mistakes are going to happen. It's, like, not that deep. But I think there's something else going on here. I really don't understand it. Because, like, in Mendenhall's defense, I'm sure he does get some crazy, chaotic messages from fans that are undeserving. But I don't think taking shots at 7 is the right way to go about this, though. Like, what's the point? In other news, the Steelers made a couple of reserve/future contract signings over these last couple days. First was special teamer Dan Chisena, and we're running it back. Outside linebacker Quincy Roche. With Dan Chisena, he's got an interesting backstory. Walked on at Penn State for football as a freshman, but then left the football team because he got a scholarship for track, but was able to get back on the football team his senior year. Tried out for the NFL, went undrafted in 2020, but was able to carve out a little niche as a special teamer with the Vikings. He's been on their team these last 3 years, is pretty much exclusively a special teamer. And this is all because of his crazy speed. I mean, he got a scholarship for track, so they used him as a gunner. And then after this season, he didn't really do much in 2022, this most recent year. He did more in 2020 and 2021. But it just seemed like after the Vikings lost in the wild card round, they were ready to move on. And based off headlines, one of them at least from this Vikings YouTube channel, I'm not sure why the Vikings would move on when they had the next Randy Moss on their hands. Chisena also has a connection to Pickett's QB trainer, Tony Rasiopi. He's been seen catching passes at some of his sessions before, so that could have influenced this signing a little bit. But my main takeaways are this dude is really fast. Don't expect much more from him outside of special teams. And he's lacking a little bit in the tackling department. So we'll see how it works out. And finally, as I said, the Steelers are running it back with former 6th-round pick. The Steelers took him out of the University of Miami in 2021, Quincy Roche. I guess they thought, hey, we tried with another preseason darling by bringing them back in last year with who's our skipper. Didn't work out. How about Quincy Roche? And the weird thing with him is he actually played good for us in that rookie preseason. It's just that we had another rookie playing a little bit better in Jameer Jones. He was undrafted out of Notre Dame. So the Steelers took their chances with releasing Quincy, hoping that they could get him back on the practice squad, but the Giants ended up picking him up, and that's where he's been over these last 2 years. His rookie year actually played a lot more than he did this past season. I think he appeared in 14 games, started in 3 of them, had 2.5 sacks, and like I said, didn't really do anything this last year. Only appeared in 3 games for the Giants. My reaction, congratulations, Quincy. You are now officially our 3rd edge rusher. Because what happened after we released you and you got picked up by the Giants, we stuck with Jameer Jones, but he literally only lasted like 2 or 3 games, and we cut him. He goes over to the Rams, but then we ended up picking up Jameer Jones back, over this last year or two, and he somehow made his way onto the 53-man roster as one of our edge depth guys. So I'd say at this point, I'd take you over him. So I think you're next on the list after TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith. Congratulations. But that's it for this edition of Big Deke News. Like I said, go subscribe over to Deke Gaming for the Madden content and whatnot. But also, let me know what you guys think of Mendenhall's comments. If you think anything can happen with Dan Chisena on this Steelers roster, could he carve out a role? And then also with Quincy Roche, do you think he makes the team as well? That's it. Again, stay chilling and peace.